Hello ladies and laddies, I'm Newts, and if you've been paying attention to the bounty that was set at the beginning of this year, you'll know that we have made a good amount of progress on it. Right now, I'm here to tell you, the prospecting, flushed away gamer that you are, that the $100 bounty is still up for grabs as of this video's release date. However, some things have changed since then, including the rules of the bounty. First, we'll go over what has happened between then and now, then we'll get to the new requirements and how you can get those $100. If you'd rather not, skip to the next chapter of the video for the new rules. On January 3rd, 2022, I released a video and spread the word about the bounty for what we flushers call box skip. To give a quick review, box skip is a highly precise jump that allows us to get on top of this box as fast as possible. Put simply, you spawn into the room, jump onto this nail, then double jump up and then double jump again with a glitchy landing near the top of the edge of the box. Now by highly precise, we mean by millionths of units or smaller probably. For reference, this is what a square unit looks like. Quite large of units compared to other games where typically a unit is really small, but millionths of units, despite that fact, is an insanely small margin. Given the knowledge that you can go around the box to the left and simply jump up and that the skip would only save a few seconds over said route, why do we worry so much about it? Well, for one, we need it for future full game tasks because any amount of time save is great for tasks. Also, having people give new angles on something of which we only knew a little bit of its inner workings has helped us a lot, even in the past 5 months. We can save those new game mechanic discoveries for another video. Now then, in less than a week after the bounty was posted, the skip was recreated. FloatyPoint, a smart fella who committed himself to the box grind for quite a while early on, was the first to recreate the box skip. By the way, big shout out to him. Spending hours upon hours staring at a box, at one point spending more time on it than I ever had before, is dedication. His recreations will be in the background. The walking animation you see is the end goal of our efforts. If Rita enters her walking animation in that spot, she can jump again from there. If she can jump again, she can get to the top box and continue the route faster. Los, or more properly, __los_, is another smart fella and seasoned speedrunner who put a good amount of time into it and was able to recreate it as well. His recreations will be in the background. Unfortunately, we weren't able to grab coordinates from either recreation and morale has been low as of late. However, the amount of support and progress that the community has had in the past 5 months has been awesome, so thank you to those who have joined since then. I appreciate it more than you know. I think with these clearer rules, we can regain high morale to solve this skip. Now then, I am more than aware of the miscommunication that occurred regarding the rules when we first introduced the bounty, so I will not make that mistake again. Let's further explore what box skip is all about by explaining the rules and what constitutes completion of each rule. Bounty hunters, here are your objectives. The two main rules are simple and don't change much from the announcement video. The third rule that caused so much controversy has been entirely expunged, and given that you complete Objective 2, we will handle recreating it on other platforms for you. Your first objective is to recreate the skip live for absolute proof. Here are the steps that you can take to complete said objective. Using Dolphin Emulator as well as Dolphin Memory Engine, find a set of coordinates where you can jump from this guardrail up close to the edge of the box where you get a weird landing and see Rita's walking animation. As FloatyPoint has discovered, given that you haven't fiddled with the camera, you can tell that you are getting closer to executing the skip when the camera jitters a little bit, which we call the box wiggle. In terms of inputs and angles, there are a few different ways that have worked to at least get the box wiggle as well as one that has led to the skip's recreation, but we encourage experimentation. Speaking of experimentation, you are not limited to just using this position on the rail, though it's the only point that has worked so far. If we were to jump further left on the guardrail, that could save frames in the tool-assisted speedrun, which would be even better, though perhaps try recreating it once the conventional way first before trying anything new. Before we move on to the next rule, if you're still confused about how to recreate it live and at counting, You can be streaming yourself testing different coordinates and inputs until whichever combination thereof ends up working, or you can simply recreate it on a whim. For the next rule though, we would rather you have coordinates and inputs because your second objective is to have a replicable way to get to the position needed. This means just having a setup starting from when you spawn into the warehouse and ending at the desired coordinates using whatever movement necessary. For anyone not familiar with the game, Rita's movements that can make her move a set distance are attacks and sidestepping. As far as her regular movement for the setup, you usually use the analog stick, but you can use a D-pad as well for precise cardinal movement. This part doesn't matter if it's on emulator or console, just as long as we are able to recreate it as well for extra verification. So quick recap. Rule 1, find the right spot to jump from the guardrail to the glitchy box landing. Rule 2, find a way from spawn to that same spot on the guardrail in such a way that we can recreate it in real time without task tools. Once all that is completed, congratulations! You earned that $100 fair and square. If you would like more details on the bounty, want to take the bounty, or you just wish to take part in the community and do speedruns, the Discord link is below. By the way, speedrun level guides are in the works. These will be very highly detailed guides that will talk you through each level literally step by step. So if you're part of the audience who wants to do speedruns or just wants to be educated on the speed game, look out for those closer to the end of this year or perhaps at the beginning of next year depending on how production goes and how much time I end up having. Thank you for watching, and once again, Godspeed to you bounty hunters. An update video will be made when the bounty is complete. Until then, I'll see y'all later.